Three, two, one. Hi, everybody. My name is Patrick Key.
I'm Barry Suhu.
And today we're going to be talking on Pablo Picasso's famous piece, Guernica, which was created in 1937. Here's the picture itself. We'll be referring back to this later on, though, because first we're going to give you guys a history of Pablo Picasso's life.
Pablo Picasso was born in Malaga, Spain in 1881. He studied art in Madrid, Spain in 1897 originally, but in 1899 he studied in Barcelona. Picasso lived in Paris for most of his life. During that time, he made over 20,000 paintings, sculptures, prints, and drawings. He was deeply embedded in the styles of Cubism, Neoclassicism, Surrealism, and Expressionism. Some of his better-known works are The Blind Man's Meal, created in 1903, Still Life and a Bottle of Rum, created in 1904, Fawn and Starry Night, created in 1955, and of course, Guernica, created in 1937. Next, we're going to discuss a little about the history behind Guernica.
Guernica was actually based on a very large bombing that took place in Spain. As I previously stated, Guernica was an anti-war statement, and viewers of the painting have interpreted it as such. Because on April 26, 1937, an entire town and its population of 1,650 people was wiped off the map by Nazi air forces. There were very few survivors, and the entire town was completely wiped out. The only structures left standing were a small munitions factory on the outside of the town, a school, and what was left of a church. Germany was supporting the fascist national movement in Spain that was being led by Francisco Franco. And in order to test out their new military tactics and Air Force technology, Germany aided in this air raid and destroyed this entire town. Next, we're going to talk about how this particular bombing influenced Pablo Picasso's life.
At the time, Picasso was already working on a mural for the Spanish Republican government for the Paris exhibition to be held in 1937. However, Picasso decided to change his plans for the mural following Guernica's bombing. Picasso decided to immortalize this event in his painting after scrapping his original mural ideas for the exhibition. Next, we're going to talk a little about the painting itself.
So here's the painting itself in its entirety. As you can see, it's a rather cluttered scene, and there's a lot of figures and motifs in this. So I'm just going to move kind of left to right with this portrait. I'm going to come back to it. So it only consists of gray, white, and black colors to convey a bleak, sad scene, as you guys will see when I describe the characters. It was actually painted on an oil canvas and stands at 11 feet tall and 25 feet wide. So this was supposed to be the main attraction at the Parisian exhibition that was taking place for Spain. So it had to be big, and that's part of the reason that contributes to its large size. And as you guys can see, the representations of war are going to be kind of hidden here. So moving left to right, first off, we'll start with the woman and her grieving child. Obviously, that conveys a sense that her child was probably killed in the bombing. The bull above her is a recurring motif that Pablo Picasso uses in his works. There's been some interpretations that it might have a political meaning, but nothing has been actually affirmed. The smoke on his tail, again, represents smoke that could be rising from bombs. A significant thing to note is a soldier in pieces on the bottom floor, who's obviously been torn apart by bombardment. We can tell he's a soldier because in his right hand he's clinging onto a sword. Right above him is what appears to be a horse being impaled by a bull. As you can see, in the middle of the picture, there are bull's legs. Again, this is a meaning that's kind of been construed and debated about as well. But the horse obviously looks in pain, as bombs would inflict pain on people. In the back wall, we can see a bird shrieking. It obviously looks like it's in pain as well and suffering. A significant thing to note is the lamp on the top of the ceiling. The Spanish word for lamp or bulb is bombilla, which could also be construed as bomb. The only figure we have of Hope is just to the right of the middle of the picture, holding a candle. This figure is coming in and witnessing the scene with a horror-filled sight on her face, but the lamp in her hand could represent light or like a shining light in this bleak darkness that the scene depicts. Just beneath her, we see a figure carrying her leg as it's been blown apart. And on the far right, we see these triangular shapes surrounding a figure, which have been interpreted to be fire, meaning this individual is literally on fire in this building. So just looking at this picture in its entirety, there's a lot of destruction and suffering, which is completely what Pablo Picasso wanted to convey. I think the emphasis on destruction and all the characters being in pieces is definitely highlighted by his cubic style, and kind of adds to the effect of everything being distorted and in rubbles like a bomb would create. So next we're going to tell you guys about how the painting is today and how it ended up gaining its fortune.
When it was originally completed, Guernica was featured in the Spanish pavilion of the Paris exhibition as the main feature. However, it didn't initially receive much attention. It was toured after the exhibition as an anti-war statement to display the horrors of fascism and war, where it gained mass appeal around the world. More importantly, however, it aided in bringing the Spanish Civil War to the attention of many onlookers around the world. Today, the painting is located in the Reina Sofia Museum in Madrid, Spain.
Thank you, guys. We thank you for your time and letting us talk to you about Guernica and this popular anti-war statement. Pablo Picasso would be certainly proud to know that his work still serves as an anti-war statement to this day. Thank you guys for your time.